Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending where you are in the world. I hope you are all well. I hope your families are all well and everything is going great for you guys. And a signing. Spurs have made a signing, guys, and one that we have to talk about. Archie Gray signs for Spurs, coming from Leeds. So, what is it, a 35 million deal, 40 million deal actually, including Joe Rodon. I think 25 million up front, 5 million when Leeds come back up in the Premier League, and of course Joe Rodon valued at 10 million. So overall, it's a 40 million pound deal for a young and upcoming star, guys. Archie, listen, from yesterday's stream, by the way, many of you joined on last night's live stream. We did speak also about Archie Gray, amongst other topics of discussion, including England and Euros and what's going on at Tottenham and what isn't going on at Tottenham. It was all on last night's show. So if you did miss it, guys, you have the opportunity to go to our channel and have a look at the live stream. Really good and enjoyable chat, even in off-season, where there hasn't been much going on, but we still nonetheless had much to talk about, lots of debate, and opposing views as well between ourselves in the panel and many in the chat. So, like I said earlier, if you have missed it, head over to that and take a look and comment in the video, in the comments below under that video. But in this video, we are going to talk a little bit Archie Gray. Look, I said yesterday that. And it's got nothing to do with the kid, honestly. I've looked into it, and he's done really well at Leeds. He played a lot of the season, last season, for Leeds at right back where he had to cover. And you know what? Even though it's not his natural position, his natural position is a centre midfield. He can play in the 8, he can play in the 6. At times, he's played in the 10, and he's done so, doing really well and receiving accolades. But last season he played mainly at right back because of obviously it's clearly he was obviously covering in a certain situation, and he got a lot of accolades, a lot of awards, a lot of trophies, doing well playing in that role. So it's a position that he can cover, although it's not his actual position. I repeat, is a centre midfielder. So he's got the number 14 shirt, so it looks like he's going to be involved in the first team more so than perhaps being involved in as a kid that will be in and out. Hopefully he'll be involved, and we have actual plans for this player coming in, because look, 40 million is not cheap, so he's going to be involved. And like I said, Leeds fans were a little bit gutted that they've lost him. Originally he was going to go to Brentford, but for whatever reason happened there, it didn't work out, and he's come to Spurs. And a promising star who's done really well in the championship. Yes, I know the championship, the Premier League isn't championship, but nonetheless it's still a tough league to play in, and he's done so really well at Leeds. So for me, it'll be it's homegrown talent. He's young, much ahead of him, future wise. I just hope, because we haven't got a real good tradition with young players at Spurs, I just hope we don't end up breaking him, so to speak, and not having a real plan going forwards with him. But I do believe, though, with Ange Postecoglou and the way he deals with young players, and mainly not so unknown, big stars, I think he could do really well under the guidance of Postecoglou next season. Fingers crossed for him and for us that it goes well, because it's a big investment. And but we listen. I cannot say anymore, because I don't know I honestly don't know how it's gonna how that's gonna turn out. Time will tell, and all will be revealed, and we'll have to just be patient with him, because he's 18. He's 18 years old, and big investment. The reason why in yesterday's stream I was a little bit underwhelmed, not because of him it per se. Honestly, it's nothing to do with Archie Gray whatsoever. It's just like, for much of it, we talk about closing the gap with the teams above, and what I would like to have seen, is particularly in the role, it's a delicate role, that number 8 or number 6 role that we desperately need. I would have loved to have looked a little bit with someone who's ready-made, that's, you know, a firmed footballer in that position, rather than hoping that a deal for a kid as Archie is to come through. If it goes well, then it's absolutely, you know, be the best signing, and with years to go, this guy can take over for the next 10, 12 years. But having a firm stars, for me, it's just like having a percentage of success rate. That's how I see it. And for 40 million, there are players out there, in my opinion, that could have done that role. But nonetheless, we've opted as a club to go with Archie, and like I said, I don't have a problem, but just to be clear, guys, I don't have a problem if this is the line that we wish to go forward with. Young players, we bring them in, young gems, and we polish them and make them into like world beaters. If that's the channel that we want to move on with, fine. I just need to know. The plan has to be clear for me to say, this is how we're going to be operating, getting young gems, transform them, and build a team around them and become hopefully one day they become quality players, in a way like the same sort of transition that Dele Alli did, and all the young players that we've had have done. If that's the line we want to go with, that's fine, but I just want to know. So I'm a little bit apprehensive. I hope that Archie, of course, does really well at Spurs. I want him to do well, because it would mean that we finally got one right with the young players. But nonetheless, I'm still apprehensive of how it's going to turn out, given our record that we've had with young players. That leaves me a little bit at 40. Like I said, I keep repeating it. At 40 million, that's a hell of a gamble. It's a proper punt on a player, on an 18-year-old player. Guys, I'm not going to go too long. I just wanted to, just speak a little bit about Archie and the signing that we got. Hopefully that there's more players coming in, because there's no two ways about it. Number 9, obviously, was saying that number 9 is still a must look at. Number 6, I don't know if Archie, I've been told he's more of a centre mid rather than a defensive midfielder. I still think we need to, if that is the case, I still think we need to look into that. And of course, another winger for me, absolutely. I still think we're weak in those areas. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what kind of players we still think we need moving forwards. Let me know your thoughts on Archie Gray. What are your impressions of him? And I'm talking about just looking at YouTube video or clips of him. What do you know of him, and how do you feel like he can really hit the ground running, playing for Spurs under Postecoglou? Your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And as always, guys, forever always, come on you Spurs.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.